Hello, welcome to a Map Business Online video. We're going to talk a little bit about More Data. The More Data button is located in the data window. Data window is always available from that button right there on the master toolbar. It opens up this data sheet view of your data in Map Business Online with the More Data button located at the bottom of that view. And if we look at any data layer that we've imported into Map Business Online, you're going to find that More Data button located in the lower left. So if I look at the zip code layer, and that zip code data is all laid out there, we click More Data. And again, this happens in any of the data views in Map Business Online. You've got a whole list of what Map Business Online thinks is key for your particular analysis. And you can take any of that nonsense, or maybe it's important, and move it from the right to the left, pulling it out of your analysis. So now I've cleaned up my analysis. So I've only got a few things, and I can go back to More Data. And over on the left, I can access demographic data. I can access hospital data. I can access data I've imported, which includes the hospitals and this Loretta's data. And there's more data there from territories that I brought in. So there's an array of things you can pull from. You can pull from general, which would allow you to bring territory counts over. That can be helpful. So if you've built territories, you can bring those counts over, even territory names were applicable, and then set those columns. Now, another powerful thing about this is that it's all exportable. So once you've got this data set established with More Data, you can export that out. So if we add even demographic data, which is part of Map Business Online, here's all of our demographic data options. There's, I don't know if it's thousands, but it's hundreds of options. So if we brought over population, we're clicking that arrow and bringing some things over, and maybe some sort of income or consumer expenditure or something about education. So you got a lot of stuff that you can pull from. All of that now becomes set in the data window view and is exportable. And I'm going to just go to one more function here, and that is going over by layer in map and data. So you can see I've got by layer here. I can go in and edit my layer. I'm editing zip codes now, and every layer has got this manage calculated data columns on them. All the map layers have got this capability. So within the zip code functionality, I am now setting up a manage calculated data column. So as an example, I'll click add data column. So I'm going to create, and I've thought about this, I'm going to create hospital beds per population. And so this is just a calculation. So I want to know on the bottom, I'm going to divide by population. So down here, I'm grabbing my population from my demographic data option here. So I'm pulling from demographic data. There's my population. I'm moving it over, and I'm going to divide by population. And on the top, I have imported hospital data, and I have included in that the licensed bed totals for that particular data set. So that's the licensed beds for any hospital is on top. So now I've got it named. I'm going to put my default number of decimal places at 4, and I'm going to leave my regular places at default. And I'm going to add that data column. So now I've got this calculated data column that I've created at the zip code level. So if we close this and we go back to our data window view and we go back to More Data, now I have calculated data available at the zip code level, because that's what the zip code level is selected here. The zip code level is what we built the data column on, the calculated data column on. I'm going to bring this into my analysis, and I'm going to set those data columns. So now I've got hospital beds per population, and you can see in any given zip code there may not be any, not one hospital bed per population. But in 06810, there are 0.0061 for every person. So that's how that calculation plays out. You could You could change that if you wanted to manipulate some numbers and bring in times 1,000 or something like that. But you've got that calculated data column here. You can even do totals down at the bottom. So you can pick some of these columns and total them. So that's all exportable. That's the power of more data, and combining more data with other functions within Map Business Online, like the market analysis tool or the calculated data columns. You're going to have a lot of capability if you use your head and do some thinking about what it is you'd like to see on the map and how you might like to manipulate that data. Go to mapbusinessonline.com and take our free trial. Thank you.